Hello, my dear learners. I welcome you on our YouTube channel. Today, I am here with the topic of English grammar, that is classes and their types. So, students, if you have not subscribed our channel yet, please subscribe it right now and press bell icon to receive further notifications. So, let's proceed with the topic. Children, here you can see few sentences on your screen. Go through them to understand the classes in a better way. See, in first sentence, I graduated last year. Here, this is simple sentence having one subject and one finite verb. But in second sentence, when I came here, I saw him. Here you can see there are two parts in this sentence. Both parts having subject and verb. In this part also I subject and saw verb. But in third sentence, when I came here, one part I saw him, second part and he greeted me, third part. So children, these meaningful group of words that form a part of sentence having subject and one finite verb are called clauses. The basic difference between sentence and clauses is that a clause has only one subject and one finite verb, but a sentence may have more than one subject and more than one finite verbs. See in this sentence, second sentence and third sentence. In second sentence there are two verbs, but this is a sentence. But when we will take a part only, when I came here, so this is a clause. First sentence, I graduated last year, this is a sentence as well as a clause. Now see fourth sentence, the boy denied that he had stolen the money. Here also you will find two clauses in this sentence. The boy denied, one clause. He had stolen the money, second clause. So in fifth sentence, he wore a shirt which is made of cotton, two clauses. The children succeed, one clause. Who work, second clause. So I think you have already been taught about phrases. Don't get confused between phrases and clauses. Phrase is also a meaningful group of words that form a part of sentence, but it does not contain a subject or any finite verb. Take this sentence as example. He wore a shirt which is made of cotton. Here, which is made of cotton, this is clause. Now we can replace this clause by a phrase. So what will be our new phrase? He wore a cotton shirt. So which is made of cotton, this clause can be interchanged into phrase that will be a cotton shirt. Now let's know the definition of the clause in a better way. A clause is a meaningful group of words that forms part of a sentence and contains a subject and a finite verb of its own. Students, we have two kinds of clauses: independent clause or principal clause. Second one is dependent clause or subordinate clause. Now let's study the kinds of clauses in detail. First one, independent clause or principal clause. Students, independent means not dependent on any other. A clause that expresses a complete thought and can stand alone as sentence is called an independent clause or a principal clause. See examples. I want to buy a phone. This is one clause. But I don't have enough money. This is clause. Both clauses are independent. Means no clause is dependent on another one. I want to buy a phone. We can separate this sentence, this clause, and write as a sentence. And similarly, I don't have enough money. This sentence also, this clause also can be a sentence. It means it is both clauses are independent. In next sentence, he went to Agra. One clause. And saw the Taj. Another clause. Here, he subject is missing. Sometime subject is hidden in the clause. When subject is same, it can be hidden also. But the verb must be apparent and distinguishable. So now I think you have understood the independent clauses. Now next one is dependent clause or subordinate clause. A clause that cannot stand on its own and depends on the main clause to complete its meaning is called a subordinate clause or dependent clause. For example, I do not know what he wants. In this sentence, I do not know. This is main clause. What he wants, this is subordinate clause. If we will say what he wants, it expresses incomplete sense. So when we will include this clause also, then it will express a complete sense or complete thought. Next is the dog that bites does not bark. Here the dog does not bark. This is main clause. That bites, this is subordinate clause, because that bites, this clause is totally dependent on main clause. In third sentence, you may sit wherever you like. You may sit, this is main clause. Wherever you like, this is subordinate clause. Wherever you like, this clause is totally dependent on this clause. So students, now subordinate clauses can be classified into three kinds: noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. So noun clause works as a noun in a sentence. Adjective clause works as an adjective in a sentence, and adverb clause works as an adverb in a sentence. Students, you might have studied about noun, adjective, and adverbs. There are 5 functions of noun: subject to the verb, object to the verb, governed by preposition, complement to the subject, and case in apposition. Similarly, noun clauses also works in a same way. Here, first sentence you can see, I do not know what he wants. Here, what he wants, this is noun clause, because this clause, whole clause, works as a noun in this sentence. You see, I do not know. I do not know means object is missing. So this verb, what he wants, works here as a noun. That's why this is noun clause. In second sentence, the dog does not bark. The definition of adjective, I think already you people know. You people know adjective is a word that qualifies a noun or pronoun. Here you see that bites, this class qualifying dog. That's why this is adjective clause. In next sentence, you may sit wherever you like. You may sit, this is main clause. Wherever you like, this is adverb clause. How? What is the definition of adverb? Adverb is a word that modifies verb, adjective and another adverb. So here wherever you like, this clause modifying this verb sit. That's why this is adverb clause. Now students, it's time for the exercise. Underline subordinate clause in the following sentences. First sentence is he replied that he would come. You have to underline subordinate clause, means dependent clause. He replied, this is main clause. That he would come, this is subordinate clause. In second sentence, you should listen what your teacher says. You should listen, this is main clause. What your teacher says, subordinate clause. Here in third sentence, here is the book, main clause. You want, subordinate clause. The boy is my cousin, this is main clause. Who sits near me, this is subordinate clause, or you can say adjective clause. In fifth sentence, will you wait till I return? Will you wait, main clause. Till I return, subordinate clause. In last sentence, if I make a promise, I keep it. If I make a promise, this is subordinate clause. I keep it, this is main clause. So now students, our video ends. Thank you for watching this video.